Hello everybody and welcome to episode 19 of my Guild Wars 2 series. Today we are going to have a very fun adventure where we are going to be exploring the next part of Wayfarer Foothills. Last episode we created our Norn character right here and we explored the starting area of the Norn, and today we're leaving this tranquil, peaceful valley and heading into the snowy hills of Wayfarer Foothills. Where right off the bat we can go ahead and talk to the scout right here as we pass all these Norn.
There's no end to Tyria.
And we can see what is going on down here.
The promise of adventure calls us north, but it takes a fierce and wild heart to survive outside of this sacred valley. When you're ready, test yourself against the untamed spirit of Hare. If you can outlast her mettle, you may have what it takes to weather the challenges of the frontier.
So let's go ahead and head out of the valley here and into Wayfarer Foothills, where we can see it has turned from a very green and peaceful area to still a little bit of a peaceful area but very snowy, and we have some very cool waterfalls here on our left. But we are going to go ahead and do the next task in this area, which is related to the Hare spirit. So we have been exploring the spirits of the wild and we explored the four main spirits. Here is the first minor spirit that we will be interacting with, and I thought that this task was added into the game when they changed the tasks in this map, but this task was actually up on the hill over there. You had to go all the way around to get up there. There's still some stuff up there that we'll go and see in a little bit, but it was just moved down here and we can participate in this task here, where the main thing is we can pick up these bags of rabbit food here, and we can see that there are some hungry rabbits coming for us, so we can dodge to get a bunch of extra distance, and then we can also give ourselves some swiftness, and then we can go ahead and feed this rabbit here. And then we can go ahead and do that a few more times, and there's a couple of other things we can do, such as scaring rabbits away if you see another player working on this. A moment. But for the most part, we can go ahead and just bring some food back. I see one hungry rabbit right here. Let's go ahead and just kick, or scare, not kick. See a few more over here. Just help this other player out. And then I'll go ahead and find another bag of feed. And here we see a lion guard walking along the road. So at the very start of this zone, we can see that the lion guard are walking along the road that leads to Lion's Arch. And pretty close to here is actually a haven. I just got hit by that rabbit. That's not good. I'll go ahead and scare it. But pretty close to here is a haven for the lion guard, which we will be exploring and seeing more of the lion guard's influence upon Central Tyria. And it looks like we only need one more bag of rabbit food to be turned in, and we will have completed this task. And we are now level 10, which means we unlocked the first chapter of our personal story. But as always, I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that and do it next episode, because for now I want to continue exploring Wayfarer Foothills. We also technically unlocked our raptor mount, even though we've already unlocked it on the account with our first character. Let's go ahead and come over here and talk to the scout, and we can see what lays next for us. Except the son of Svanir is being a little rude. Let's go ahead and deal with him and then chat with the scout.
It's not just the wind and the snow that test you out here. If you're seeking a challenge, take the road north out of the valley. Beware the sons of Svanir. Their dragon cult inhabits the northern area like a dark, violent shadow.
So this scout revealed a lot for us, and it revealed 5 tasks, and there's a scout all the way at the end, but there are a ton of different objectives for us to complete throughout all these tasks as well. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first is this heart here actually has a bunch of events that go alongside it, which is very fun. And this area of the road is actually a place that kind of brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, because I remember my mom, when she originally started playing Guild Wars 2, she found this area very interesting, and she actually just stayed here and completed these events over and over and over for a few levels, because the events would respawn really quickly, and then she'd be able to get a ton of experience from just doing these events over and over, compared to how a lot of other people just go ahead and go out into the world and explore everything. She kind of just stuck around here and participated in all of this stuff. One of the things we can do here is actually throw snowballs at these kids, and we can play with them. We can go ahead and just raise the morale of this village a little bit, and I'll also go ahead and hunt a few more Daliaks with our longbow here, and we will be able to turn in some of the Daliak meat. Let's go ahead and turn in this Daliak meat, and then I think I'm going to focus on the task specifically around here. First, I'll just get snowballs while we wait for the next event to start, and then we can go ahead and participate in that a little bit. And one more snowball should do it for us, and we completed this task. So now normally we would be heading north a little bit to explore the areas up here, but first I'm going to go ahead and come down here a little bit so we can get some of the map completion objectives in this area. There's actually like 3 different areas right here that we're going to explore a little bit, and I'll level it up to level 11. Very nice. Go ahead and grab this waypoint here and ignore this spoiler right there, and we can go ahead and come into this cave where I think there is a point of interest for us to explore in here really quickly. There might not be actually. It might just be part of the map art that we have to uncover. So yeah, it looks like there's no point of interest. I feel like there used to be a point of interest in here back in the day. Not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and run out of here. This is actually a really cool passage because we see here near the bear shrine, there's actually an underwater passage that like leads into this little mine here, which then leads out into the greater part of Wayfarer Foothills, which is very fun to explore. There's also a mountain pass here that leads into Wayfarer Foothills, and then we have the normal entrance right there. So there's like a bunch of different ways to leave the starting area and head into the world, but most of the time I just go through like the main pass. Let's go ahead and come up here, and we can see that there is a vista, a point of interest, and a hero challenge for us. Let's go ahead and grab this vista first and see what this area looks like. And then of course we can go ahead and grab this point of interest and this hero challenge here. I think this hero challenge is a fighting challenge, or it's just a talking one where we're talking against someone who doesn't believe that women should be able to have equal rights in Norn society, and it did indeed lead to a fight, as it probably should. Let's go ahead and just finish off this hero challenge. He's very weak, not a very good fighter here, so we can get a quick and easy hero point. And then we can go ahead and run down here and start exploring the next area. But first, I noticed that we got enough hero points and we have leveled up high enough to be able to get a new skill on our skill bar. So Rangers, as always with every single profession, has a ton of different options for us to pick from. So here we have Commands, Spirits, Survival, Trap, and Signet. And I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with a trap maybe, so we can go ahead and learn Healing Spring, Spike Trap. I'll go ahead and just learn Flame Trap as well, and then I'll come over here and we have We Heal as 1, which gives us healing, and we gain copies of each other's boons between my pet and I. So if I had like 20 might, I would give 20 might to my wolf, and if my wolf had quickness, I would gain quickness, which is very cool. Or we could have Healing Spring here. Let's go ahead and just equip that, where we'll heal, we'll gain regeneration, and we'll cleanse conditions. All around a pretty good ability. And then here we can go ahead and have a trap that either bleeds enemies or a trap that will set enemies on fire. I'll go ahead and pick the fire one for now. But as we come up the mountain here, we can kind of look down to our right here, and we can see where we came into this area originally. Where down there, there's the rabbit heart that we were doing earlier, and now up here we just have a little bit of a vista. This is where the heart used to be until it moved down, and we can see statues to the great spirits of the wild right there that we can see through this vista. And now, one of my favorite parts of map completion is we can go across a bridge here. So let's go ahead and come over here, and we can explore a new area that has a little bit more for us to discover, such as this waypoint right here. There is also a point of interest right here that has Jotun outside of it, which is another faction of enemies that we are going to be dealing with predominantly in the Shiver Peaks here. They are an ancient giant race that are one of the oldest races in Tyria in recorded history, at least. And we'll be learning a little bit more about them as we go through this entire game. And then let's go ahead and come up here and we can see what this vista has to show. And with getting that vista, we can go ahead and drop down over here, and let's head north a little bit, and we can explore a very special area of Wayfarer Foothills. It is a jumping puzzle that is available here, right here, and to the left of this cave here, and it is a shrine to a bunch of different spirits of the wild. And here we can see that there are some sacred ravens, sacred bears, sacred wolves that we are going to have to deal with as we go through this jumping puzzle here. So we can see there's a little bit of a red circle around all these ravens. If we were to get into that red circle, that was dangerous, we would be knocked back by them, which is not good because these are very small corners here, and we don't want to get knocked off of it because then we'll have to go back to the start. We also have a raven shaman here that we can deal with, and it looks like our wolf friend there is going and attacking that scout that I accidentally attacked. That is okay. We'll go ahead and just clean up this raven shaman, and then let's go ahead and continue further into the jumping puzzle here. Overall, this is a pretty easy jumping puzzle and doesn't take too long to complete. However, there is a nice little kind of skip you can do where you can jump. If you have like enough speed through swiftness, you can jump from this ledge here on to the jumping puzzle right here, and you can skip the first part of the ravens, which for people who really struggle with ravens, that would be nice for you. But now we have some sacred wolves here that have a very large red circle around them, and I believe instead of knocking you back, they're actually going to fear you. So that's something we also do not want because it could knock us off the platform. And we'll go ahead and deal with these two wolf shamans here really quickly.
Really? That's it?
And then we have a little bit more of jumping past ravens here that I'm going to go ahead and sit here for a second just to make sure this raven doesn't knock us off. And then we can jump over, and there are sacred bears, which I think are very similar to the wolves, such as big AoE field, and they also fear you back. And we can go ahead and deal with these bear shamans that are here as well. And then one more raven jumping area, which we can go ahead and come around here. And the last jump, and then at the very end of the jumping puzzle is a gate that is guarded by two leopard shamans. So let's go ahead and defeat these two, and then we can get our reward. And with them defeated, let's go ahead and get our grand chest here, and we can see that we completed Shaman's Rookery, and we can get a reward we got from using our healing skill there. And then we also leveled up to level 12, and I'll go ahead and just pick the Garnet Pebble. And let's go ahead and leave by jumping down here and running back to the entrance. And then let's go ahead and run north away from this jumping puzzle, and we can explore the next area of Wayfarer Foothills, which is a little bit of a funny area here, which is a hot springs. And we have a hero challenge here of a half-naked Norn that we can go ahead and fight and see who's the best.
Battle alone can cleanse your insides.
And we can go ahead and just fight him and eventually get him down to 1% health and claim victory. This is kind of just a funny area that's really good at showcasing kind of like who the Norn are, where there's just a random area where the Norn are kind of hanging out and celebrating and fighting a little bit, and we can see that here at a very cool looking hot springs that are in the mountains here in Wayfarer Foothills. And nearby these hot springs we can go ahead and get this vista as well. It's just a very pretty area here in the mountain. Next, we have two tasks in this general area, and technically we're supposed to do the one that's a little bit more east first, but let's go ahead and come over here and do this task first since it's right here. And this is a very fun task where we have some Jotun here that are actually peaceful to us. They're not fighting us, and they are traders, so we can go ahead and we can run around this area and we can gather some different items and we can offer these items for trade. So let's go ahead and come over here, and I see some loose ore on this mountain here. Let's go ahead and fight this rock dog as well real quickly, and then we can go ahead and pick up this loose ore and we can bring it to the Jotun around here and we can go ahead and trade with them. So let's go ahead and chat with each Jotun and see what they will offer for it. So 2 stones for the rock, 5 stones for it, so that's a better trade. Nothing for the rock from that one, and then 2 stones for it. So the best trade we have here is 5 stones. So let's go ahead and talk to this Jotun here, and you'll get 5 stones for it. Now we have 5 stones, which we could turn into the task person if we wanted, or we could use the stones in order to trade them for different items that they have. So we can go ahead and come around here, and we can see that this is worth 2 stones. It's like some sort of rabbit. Yes, there it is. Very cute. But now we have a rabbit, so we can talk to this one that sold it to us, and he doesn't want anything for it. 8 stones for the rabbit, so we just traded 2 stones for it, and that Jotun will give us 8, which is very good. And this one is offering us nothing, and this one is offering us nothing. So let's go ahead and chat with this Jotun here, trade the rabbit for 8 stones, and then let's do the same exact thing. But this time, let's go ahead and come to this barrel, say we want to buy it 4 stones. Let's go ahead and chat with all the Jotun. Same deal, nothing, nothing, nothing. I'm really hoping this Jotun will offer something. 8 stones for it, so we just doubled our stone count there. Here we have some, looks like armor or something. We want to buy it for 4 stones, and I don't think any of the Jotun that sell it to us will buy it back from us. And this Jotun is offering 8 stones, and we can check in our inventory here. We have 19 rune stones currently, so let's go ahead and just buy a couple more things and sell it back to them, and we can go ahead and get a few more stones out of this. And then let's go ahead and talk to this Norn here, and you can go ahead and give some of the rune stones, take them all, and we will have completed this task, and we can get our level up reward here as well. So with that task complete, let's go ahead and head east here a little bit, and we can see a Lion Guard Haven, which is also the location of the starter crafting area here for the Norn characters, where each of the first zones in the game has a special town which has all of the crafting stations in it, where normally you'd have to go to like a very special area or a city in order to do crafting. Here we have it in Wayfarer Foothills. And also, we have a task here that we can complete, where if you come outside here, we can fight some Ice Brood. So Ice Brood are minions of the Elder Dragon Jormag. Jormag being the Elder Dragon that drove the Norn south so many years ago, back during Guild Wars 1's time. And here we have the Ice Brood that are minions of Jormag, as well as Sons of Swanir, who are Norn who worship the dragon Jormag. And we can go ahead and fight both of them, break some of their banners, break some of their tents, and just help defend this haven from any threats around here. And this task is a pretty easy one to complete because there are a ton of stuff around here and they're all kind of grouped up, which makes it easy to fight them all. So we can go ahead and just clear up a couple more groups, and then we should be done. We also have a spear thrower here, which is very intimidating looking, and it's kind of facing the haven there, so we definitely want to clean that up, and then we can just clean up a couple more things in order to complete this task. And with having completed this task, let's go ahead and drop down here, and we can see on our map here a little bit southeast of us there is a vista here that we can explore. So let's go ahead and run all the way this way, and we can take a look at this vista. And there's a little bit of map art right here that we can go ahead and uncover, and a waypoint as well. So let's go ahead and grab this, but I think I'm going to head straight back west. I'm not going to head any further north right here. There is indeed just a waypoint right here, and you can see there's a point of interest over there as well, but I'm going to go ahead and explore that another time. And I think I noticed on our map here there's a little bit of map art that we can uncover here where it doesn't look super detailed. So let's go ahead and run over here a little bit down to where we started this episode at, and we can go ahead and uncover this. It might not actually be any map art to uncover, but if it is, I would very much like to uncover it. It doesn't look like it's actually anything, and it looks like the art's just kind of confusing to my brain right here. But let's go ahead and head over here. We can actually run under this bridge here, and there's a troll under the bridge, which is very fun. And then we can go ahead and grab this point of interest real quick, and then let's go ahead and head northwest and get this task here that we need to complete. And let's go ahead and run past these Norn here and run into this mine, where these Norn here were miners and they were driven out by the dredge, and we can go ahead and come through here and we can clean up any of the dredge equipment and fight any dredge around here, and also protect any of our miners that are still in here as well. There's an event going on right now where the miners have worked their way back in here a little bit and they are mining some dredge ore here. So let's go ahead and just run around and we can collect some of the ore here. We can take a look at our map here and see if there's anything else for us to complete in this mine, and it looks like it's just the task. So let's go ahead and pick up some of this ore and fight a couple of dredge. We also have a copper ore right here that we can go ahead and mine as well once we take care of this dredge that's attacking. That's very easy with our longbow 2 skill. Let's go ahead and just mine this a little bit, and we can get some resources for us to use with crafting once we get around to looking at the crafting professions. through this broken door right here, we can see a very cool looking cave that has a ton of cool looking crystals in it. And let's go ahead and just pick up any of the dredge ore around here as well. And then we can turn in this dredge ore to the farm in here, and we should get some progress for our task. And we also completed the event there.
If you have any more, bring it to me. It'll be good to smell crisp, fresh air again.
So let's go ahead and fight a few more dredge and see if there is a second event that happens here after this one is completed. We have a veteran dredge here, so this should be a little bit of a challenge for us, but should not be a disaster for us. So with us having a ranger pet, we actually have access to some special skills that are related to each pet. So here we can use chilling howl, and this wolf will go ahead and howl, and it will chill and damage any of the enemies around the wolf. So each pet has a few different abilities, one of which we actually have control over right now, so we can use this whenever we want. And if we were to tame a different pet, we could also learn different abilities as well. And in here I noticed there's a juvenile Arctidus, so let's go ahead and train this, and I'm not going to equip it right now. But I do want to name my pet actually, because that is something you can do. So if we come into the pet management menu here, we can go ahead and rename our pet. I'm going to go ahead and name this wolf after the last dog that I had in real life, Kaizen. Go ahead and accept that name, and now we have Kaizen fighting by our side. And we have two other players in us here, and it looks like we're all kind of focusing on the single dredge right there, which is the last dredge we have to kill for this task. So let's go ahead and run out of this cave here. We can grab this waypoint here and this point of interest, and then let's head east towards the last task that we have to complete here. And on our way to our task, we have a vista, and I believe there's also a point of interest right here as well that we can get, which is a very cool location here in Wayfarer Foothills, and it's a shrine to Jorah. Jorah is the great hero of the Norn that had to defeat her own brother Svanir all the way back in Guild Wars 1's story. And Jorah is an obvious villain to the Sons of Svanir. Looks like there's no waypoint here. Let's go ahead and read this shrine. That says, carved into the shrine are the words, "The battle maiden Jorah slew her brother Svanir to save us from Jormag's corruption. Gaze upon her and know honor and sacrifice." And the Sons of Svanir, seeing a very powerful woman and also seeing someone who defeated the person that they praise, they are trying to desecrate this shrine, and we have the opportunity to defend it during an event or two that spawns in this area. But let's go ahead and come over here, and we can complete this last task that the scout showed to us, which is destroy any signs of the dragon's corruption, including his worshippers. So let's go ahead and come around here, and we can fight this Grau Berserker here. And here we have an event going on, which is kind of a special event because sometimes this event leads into a world boss, and I don't believe this is one of the times because there's only two of us around right now. So we can just do this little bit of an event right here, and then let's go ahead and just get this point of interest, which I think I already got, and we can get a little bit of progress on our heart as well.
And Jormag's hold on the Grawl is shattered. This triumph must be documented. First, a fine ale.
The events in this area is actually a little fun because when this road boss is up, tons of players come here and they fight the road boss. But there's an event over here where you can collect armor scraps and build snowmen to scare away the Graw. People don't do this event because it's not needed for the road boss. However, there's so many people here doing the road boss, and it's close enough to the event to scale this event up, where anyone doing this event has to deliver like 100 pieces of armor in order to complete the event, which is kind of funny, but it's also a little bit of an annoyance for anyone who's trying to complete the task there. We just leveled up to level 15, so let's go ahead and collect our reward here, which is a brand new longbow that has a special sigil in it, and I'm going to choose Sigil of Air because it deals some extra damage there. And we can go ahead and equip this, and I'll clean up my inventory a little bit. We have a Grawl camp right here that has some Sons of Svanir tags, so we should be able to clear out this camp and complete our task here. The Grawl are kind of fun because they kind of look like both chars and humans at the same time. If you kind of look at them, you can kind of see some resemblance to both of those races, and it's been like a point of argument between the char and the humans, where each race says that the Grawl looks like the other one. So the chars say the Grawl are basically humans, and the humans say the Grawl are basically char, and it's kind of an insult to the other race. But we completed this task, so we can collect our little bit of money here, and then let's go ahead and head back to Hunter's Lake here, and we can go ahead and talk to the scout and see what lies next for us.
I brought my ale down south because Kevok says he's all stocked up. If he's running low on customers, there must be trouble at the mine. Can you see what's happened to those thirsty miners? When you're through there, you'd help me out by drinking up Kevok's overstock to celebrate.
So let's go ahead and do one more task just north of here, and we can go ahead and get the couple of hero challenges that are right here as well. So I see one a little bit east of us in this little alcove here. So let's go ahead and come through this little bit of an entrance right here into the small valley, and we can go ahead and fight some of the Sons of Svanir that are in here, and we can complete this hero challenge as well. So let's go ahead and first we can clear out all of the ice brood that are here and the Son of Svanir that's coming in as well, and then we will be able to fight the hero challenge without too much of an extra struggle from all the other enemies here. So all those enemies are dead. Let's go ahead and interact with the corrupted strike. We think we can handle this, so let's go ahead and fight this elder ice brood troll as well as a couple of other ice brood minions that spawned as well. Let's try to put our traps down, and then I'll go ahead and use my longbow 5, which is a new skill that we unlocked, which is basically an AoE field that deals a ton of damage. It's called Barrage. It deals 12 strikes, and it deals strikes to everyone in the circle every time it procs. But we completed that hero challenge, so I'm going to go ahead and use my healing skill there to cleanse that condition that I have on me, and then mount up, and we can go ahead and head over towards the lake here. So this task right here has a bunch of different things that we can do in order to complete the task. So let's go ahead and do a few of them to explore all the options that we have here. First things first, we have some water buckets that we can pick up, and then we can see there are passed out warriors all around here. So let's go ahead and run around, and we can press F, or we could press 1 rather, and we can wake up all of these warriors. And let's go ahead and come back over here, and I'll just grab a couple more water buckets, and we can do it again and again. But beyond these passed out warriors, there's a little bit of a mini game here where we can wave to Voden, and Voden is going to throw a keg from us from all the way over at that cave, where we can actually bring kegs up from the cave, and put it on that stack, and then Voden will throw it towards us, and then we can wave at him all the way over here, and he'll throw kegs towards us, and we will be able to pick up the kegs and then deliver it to Kevok here. Let's go ahead and do one more, and we can catch this one. And then we can go ahead and deliver this keg in, and then let's go ahead and head over towards the cave, because there's a hero challenge down there that we can get. If we come straight down here into the cave opening, there is also a couple of events that spawn around here as well, which we could participate in if the events are up. Let's go ahead and fight some of these worms, and we can go ahead and come all the way down here and find a hero challenge around this bend here. But of course there are a ton of worm hatchlings that are guarding the way, so we'll have to clear through each and every one of them. And then there's a couple more worms right here, and I think with fighting these worms we're actually going to finish the task, which is nice. And we can go ahead and talk to the brewer here and get an aging ale barrel, and we can drink a cold filtered worm tincture, and we can get a hero challenge point from that. And let's go ahead and just get our level up reward. We're now level 16, and we can go ahead and get this task reward here as well. And let's go ahead and run up this cave a little bit. I'll go ahead and just kind of look through my inventory real quick so I can clean it up. And then with having cleaned up my inventory, I'm just going to get the waypoint here, and then I think I'm going to log out for now, because as far as this episode goes, I'm going to go ahead and call it good here. I hope you all enjoyed watching through this episode. I very much enjoyed playing through it. We completed a ton of Wayfarer Foothills. We only have 22% left to complete the next time we come and explore this map, which will start right here at this waypoint, and we can talk to the scout to see what is next for us. But I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Remember, drink some water, check your posture, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in the world of Terria. Goodbye.